And now we're joined on this centenary evening by Mark Stuart. Welcome to the Crown Oil Arena, Mark, although I probably don't need to say that because although you played here, you've been a season ticket holder at Rochdale for quite a number of years, haven't you?
I think it's been about 12 years now, so I've seen the more ups and downs, shall we say, 2 promotions, a couple of relegations, which we suffered last season, but it's been, I think we've played some great football, and as you know, it's the first time I've been up in this stand for a few years now, I think it is, and I'll tell you what, the club's come on fantastically, and it's really, really well run, as we're all well aware, and I think this season for us is probably going to be a stabilising season, shall we say. We've got a lot of new players that have come in, but we're playing some good football out there, and once again tonight, very unlucky not to win the game, just possibly lacking a tiny little bit of quality in the last third, I thought, tonight. We might worry about the own goal, that was just one of those things, but yeah, but the clubs, you know, it's very, very well run, and you know, I'm confident that we're going to have a good season. From what I've seen so far, and I think I've only missed one game this season, we're trying to play a certain way. Got some very, very exciting players. Newbie, is it Odu as well? I'm liking them. Beasley up front. They're working well together. They're still trying to gel as a team. And I think as the games have gone on so far this season, I think we've improved from game one, and you know, long may it continue. But I like the way we're trying to play football. We get it down. We're trying to be positive. Just a tiny little bit more quality, I think, in the last third. And I think we'd have won the game tonight quite comfortably.
Going back to you, 1993 from Huddersfield Town, you stayed until 1999, over 200 league games, 41 goals for Rochdale, and 6 years at the club was the longest you spent at any one club, and I assume you still hold the club very dear to your heart, which is quite clear with your answer.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, you know, looking back at it now, I think I had 5 years at Charlton, 6 years at Rochdale. There's a few clubs in between, Huddersfield, Bradford, Ipswich, Plymouth. Love the club. I think it's a well-run club. It's a family-orientated club as well. And the fans are genuine fans that, you know, really cheer the side on. And this club's been in the league for 100 years now. And I tell you what, that's something to be really, really proud of, because this is, you know, it's a tough league to be in, this. And there's lots of big clubs that have, you know, been in the Premiership or the top flight that have gone out of the league and not come back. But Rochdale have been there for 100 years, and you know, it's hats off to the way the club's run. Hats off to, you know, to the managers and the players that understand how the club runs, and the fans are just fantastic. They've been fantastic when I was here in the 90s, and they're still great now. And went to, was it Harrogate away first game of the season, and fans had not been there for about 18 months, and it was a fantastic day out. It really was, and really enjoyed it. Result was a little bit unfair. I thought we were a little bit unlucky to get beat, but you know, that's just the way it goes, and we've bounced back from that, haven't we? And here we are now tonight. A little bit disappointed, but the club's on the way up again.
And what were your favourite memories from your time as a player here?
Lots of favourite memories. You know, worked on some good managers, played some really, really good players there. Some good memories. Colchester away, I think we won 5-2. It was a fantastic game. Some good cup games. I think Rotherham in the cup. I broke my jaw against Rotherham. I think we beat them 5-3. That was a bit of a painful memory, but a good memory. And I was speaking to Sean Reid in there, and we had some fantastic players on our side. I think the disappointing thing for me was probably the first 3 or 4 years that we had a good enough side to get promotion, and we just didn't quite make it in the first 3 or 4 years, and that's the disappointing thing now, because you look back at that and think, you know, if we'd have just maybe been a little bit more dedicated, a little bit, you know, trained a little bit harder, we probably could have made it there. But you know, still get a lot of good memories from fans and speaking to some ex-players and what have you, but delighted with the way the club's gone forward.
And is there any former teammates that you've caught up with tonight? I just saw you talking to like Richard Jobson and people like that. There's a lot of names here tonight that
absolutely
are synonymous with Rochdale's history.
Well, I spoke to a few lads that were before the time, you know, Les Chapman and players like that. Had a good chat with them. Richard was just after me, I think, but obviously players that I played with, Gary Jones, synonymous apparently for making his first goal, but I think it was a shot that he tapped in that I missed. I probably should have scored, but we won't worry about that. But obviously Dave Bayliss and players that I've played with, and it's just lovely to see him. I haven't seen Sean for about 15 years, and it's just nice to catch up and reminisce about a few of the things that you probably got away with maybe 15, 20 years ago that you won't get away with now. You know, in training and stuff that you done to each other, the banter that were there, and you know, just a bit of camaraderie in some of the games that were quite physical, shall we say, where Sean used to look after you a little bit, but it's changed now. But one of the biggest memories, I'm looking back at the pitch, and the pitch was, for me, got to about November, December, and it was like playing on a ploughed field when I played there, and I hated it because I love to run with the ball, and I'm looking at that pitch, and that pitch is perfect all the way through the season. So I'd love to be maybe 20, 30 years younger now, to have the opportunity to go and play on that pitch where that ball's just running lovely for you. So I'm a bit jealous now of what the boys have got, but hey ho, they were great fun back in them days.
Mark Stuart, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the season in the stands as a fan.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks for your time. Appreciate that.
Brilliant.
And it's a lot harder watching than playing. Trust me, it really is.